In this video, we are going to talk about why you are always proving that you are strong, but not allowed to be powerful. I am Pauline, and I am so happy you were here because this is a topic within the fearful avoidant attachment style that I'm so passionate about. Because it is something that I think a lot of fearful avoidants are very unaware of, but I think a lot of us are struggling with. So, have you noticed that you always are proving that you are strong? Have you even ever noticed that? It might not. It might not. And I am going to give you examples so that it might be more clear. What a lot of fearful avoidance hear, either it is said out loud or it is just conveyed non-verbally, is that don't be weak. Don't be a pussy. And the reason why, don't be a drama queen, don't be over dramatic, all in the same category. The reason why a lot of parents of fearful avoidance say that or want that for their children, that they are not weak and not over dramatic, is because it looks bad on the parent. And the first time I realized that, I know it kind of like hit me, it kind of hurt me, that I thought, wow, my parent really was more concerned with what other people thought of them and their parenting capabilities than that they were actually um, concerned with how that was for me or how I was feeling. And this, again, in no way is to blame parents or um, to put them down. It is just, this is generational trauma. So when your parents or caregivers did this, their parents or caregivers did this also with them. And that is what we're breaking through. So there definitely is this pattern where parents of fearful avoidance, usually are fearful avoidant themselves too, are concerned with what other people think of them and don't want to look bad as parents. And so they are concerned with you not being weak or overdramatic or a pussy. And I think this is also for genders even more. It can be that boys hurt this more than girls, but I actually have heard a lot of female fearful avoidants that have this exact same thing, that you're not allowed to be weak. You're not allowed to be a drama queen. You're not allowed to be overdramatic. And so you have that on the one hand, which might cause you to think, oh, well, then I just have to be strong, right? But another big pattern in the parenting of a fearful avoidant is you are not allowed to be powerful. And that is because parents of fearful avoidance usually are very afraid of losing control. So when you are powerful as a kid and you stand up for yourself and you voice your needs and you voice your boundaries and you are powerful, it can very well trigger a fearful avoidant parent and make them feel like they are losing control, they are losing authority, everything is going out of control, and therefore they have to, take control of the situation, and they can do that by becoming angry, by putting you back in your place, in whatever way. And so you have these two patterns, these two big themes going on at the same time, which leads to a very interesting pattern dynamic within a lot of fearful avoidance, where you are proving to be strong in a situation that is challenging, in a situation where you might actually be kind of weak in a way, but you are handling it well. And a very concrete example of this is, and what I've heard back from a lot of fearful avoidance, and I had that too, is that you are sick or your body doesn't function well in whatever way, and you are very strong in handling that. So you are very strong in dealing with the pain you are having, or with the fact that you don't have any energy, or the fact that you actually have a disease or an autoimmune disease. So you have this thing where, because of what you have, you're weak in a way. I mean, pain weakens you, obviously, and a disease or an autoimmune disease weakens you, but then you are very strong in how you handle that. And that is almost like it's an in-between zone where the parent of a fearful avoidant feels safe, because they can be there for you, um, because you have something that you're dealing with, but you're not too powerful, but you are handling it well, and proving that you are strong. So you're not being weak, which is also a trigger for the fearful avoidant parent. Another example is that you are overwhelmed in life, that there's a lot of chaos in life, maybe a lot of problems, and that you are handling those well. So that could also be a way in which this dynamic or pattern plays out. There is always a component of you being weak in a way, having things you are dealing with which are hard, which are challenging, which makes you just kind of struggle, and then dealing with that in a very strong way. And that just is a safe space to not really be powerful, but also not to be weak. And what I've noticed in a lot of the people that have healed the fearful avoidant attachment style is that they healed these contradicting things, so that finally they were able to heal their bodies and not be sick anymore. Or they were able to heal their lives, where there wasn't just complete chaos all the time, or struggle, or just a lot of things going on. Because as long as you don't know that there's two sides to the coin, you might be working on getting better, but not allowing yourself to really be better, because then you would be too powerful. So you are kind of like working really hard at it, which is also proving that you are strong. So even in this whole healing, this fearful avoidant attachment style, it can really hold you back, that you are working really hard to heal this, and yet you are not allowing yourself to really be healed, because then you would be too powerful. Because the fearful avoidant attachment style is also something you're struggling with, a lot of trauma you are struggling with, and then handling that well by healing it, working on healing it, is proving that you are strong, is proving that you are doing something about it. But then when you don't allow yourself to truly be powerful, you can be healing and healing and healing and working at it and working at it and really trying your very best, and not really getting anywhere, not really progressing. So this is what I want to help you with, to solve this, so that healing just becomes easier, because you don't have to struggle this way. You don't have to work so hard. When healing feels safe, when you know the things that contradict each other in this attachment style, and you release those, it can go so much faster. So that is what we're doing in the online program, Healed and Happy. If you're interested in that, you can find the link in the description below. I did want to say, I had one more point. A lot of fearful avoidants find themselves caught in chaos, problems, drama, sometimes with somebody else. And saving somebody else, having the tendency to save someone else in that drama or within those problems, that can be a codependent tendency. But it can also be not just wanting to be needed, but also wanting to save someone, even if it's yourself, because you'll be a hero. And that also is like a powerful thing. So that was the last thing I wanted to say. Not knowing these contradicting things can cause you to keep working in a loop and trying to heal in a loop, and getting better, but then you access the area of being too powerful, and then before you know it, you kind of get thrown back into being weaker, and you're like, what happened? It was going so well. So it's very important to know what to heal and what to let go of and what to release. I know you can heal on your own. I want you to always know that. You have that capability, absolutely. It's just, it's sometimes hard to figure out what exactly to heal. So if you're ready for help, if you're ready for it to just go faster and heal faster and just have that freedom that you so deserve, do check out the link in the description below for the Healed and Happy program, because that is where we're working on this quite specifically too. All right. As always, I'm so curious to know what you think, if this was valuable to you, if you had anything that you got out of this, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, I am so happy you are here, and I will see you in the next one.